She thought spraying chemicals at a veteran service dog would make her the queen of the HOA. Instead, it made her a federal criminal on camera. A quiet suburban evening until one shocking act is caught on camera. A woman in yoga pants sprays chemicals straight into the eyes of a service dog. The dog yelps in pain, pawing desperately at his burning face. What she didn't realize? She just committed a federal crime on tape. Meet Jake Thornfield, 34 years old, former Army medic and Purple Heart recipient. He's a man who's already survived war, trauma, and loss. And beside him, Rex, his trained service dog. Loyal, disciplined, and the reason Jake can keep moving forward. Jake moved to Pinewood Heights, a quiet HOA neighborhood in Colorado. 200 homes, friendly neighbors, children riding bikes, families waving on evening walks. It was supposed to be the perfect place for healing, but peace didn't last. 6 months ago, Karen Whitmore was elected HOA vice president, a real estate agent with a white Mercedes SUV and an obsession with controlling the neighborhood. She called it protecting property values. Everyone else called it harassment. Jake's first violation came in the mail, an official HOA letter claiming Rex was an unauthorized pet. The fine? $500 up front, plus $50 for every day the dog remained. Jake responded with full documentation. But Karen wasn't interested in facts. She was interested in power. Karen dismissed the paperwork, saying documents can be faked. She began photographing Jake and Rex on their daily walks, spreading gossip in the neighborhood, claiming he was gaming the system. What began as petty control soon turned into targeted discrimination. Trying to resolve things peacefully, Jake invited Karen for coffee. He showed her Rex's training responses, explained his PTSD, and asked for understanding. Her response? Invisible disabilities aren't real. If you're disabled, it should be obvious. That's when Jake knew this battle was just beginning. Karen escalated the fight. She called an emergency HOA board meeting, demanding Jake hand over his private medical records to prove his disability. Which she didn't realize? Asking for those records isn't just rude, it's illegal under federal housing law. Jake didn't raise his voice. He simply opened his folder and read aloud the law itself. The ADA makes it clear you cannot demand medical records and you cannot challenge the legitimacy of a trained service animal. Karen had crossed the line. But instead of backing down, Karen doubled down. She proposed a new rule that neighbors should vote on whether service dogs were legitimate. The arrogance stunned the room, but her loyal supporters nodded along. Karen launched a smear campaign. Flyers appeared in mailboxes accusing Jake of service dog fraud. At the community mail station, she stood with a clipboard convincing neighbors to sign petitions against him, every move designed to isolate and humiliate. Karen followed Jake on his walks, recording him with her phone. Day 12 of monitoring the so-called service animal, she whispered, as if narrating a documentary. But every step she took was also being recorded by Jake's own cameras. Jake used his military discipline. He archived every email, saved every photo, and recorded every violation. He was building a case, one file at a time. And with the help of a paralegal neighbor, he uncovered Karen's pattern of targeting anyone vulnerable. Karen brought in her brother-in-law, Rick, a so-called property consultant. Every morning, he appeared at Jake's driveway, measuring grass with a ruler, photographing bushes, and treating Rex's bathroom breaks like a crime scene. The neighborhood began to turn cold. Notes appeared on Jake's car calling him a faker. Neighbors avoided him at the mailbox. Even Rex showed signs of stress, panting on cool days and hesitating on walks. The harassment was taking its toll. And then Karen went too far. During a sunset walk, she stepped out from behind her hedge, spray bottle in hand. Chemicals blasted into Rex's eyes. His painful cry echoed across the neighborhood. That sound? That was the end of Karen's reign.